My friend is struggling and her husband hates that I help her. I know this sounds silly, but my friend's husband seems to hate the fact that I help my friend when I see her struggling. Like last Tuesday, I went to their house to help because she called me to say that she hadn't slept or showered for like a week as she is struggling with being a new mother. Since I had the day off, I went over with some meals I prepped the night before and groceries. When I arrived, the house was a bombshell. My friend was exhausted and the baby was too. So I made her a plate, fed and bathed the baby, let her and baby sleep, then I went and cleaned the house. I left before her husband arrived. I've done this several times before, basically anytime she calls me for help. She has really been struggling with being a mother, and bonding with her 6-month-old has been a uphill battle. So I help her by shopping, cleaning and cooking, which obviously gives her more time to bond with the baby instead of worrying about household stuff. But it seems every time I come over and do things for her and baby, her husband loses his shit. He makes her feel so shitty for needing help. And now he has directly told me that I make him feel like a dick, and he says he feels like I'm butting into his life. I really don't. I always try to leave before he comes home because I know how it upsets him. And at this point I feel like he wants to bully me for not letting her fall apart. I've tried sharing this with my friend, but she wouldn't hear me, or she can't cause she's covered in a cloud of sadness and depression right now, and I don't push her. She's in therapy and receives adequate medical care. But sometimes it gets a bit too much, so I help in the ways that she needs. Like, I can't change her life, but she can at least not worry about a messy house or cooking dinner, etc. I also don't plan to stop picking up her calls for help, and that annoys the hell out of him. So any advice on how I should manage her husband? Info. Me and him have very limited contact. In the last year he has seen or spoken to me a handful of times. Every time I do come over, I make sure to leave before he arrives. So it's not like I'm in his face or crowding him. He has never asked me not to come over, but he has asked I stop doing so much for her, and implied that she's lazy. More info. I'm a heterosexual woman and I am in a loving relationship myself. There has never been or will ever be any sexual or romantic contact between my friend and I. We've just always been good friends, since childhood. You are honestly such a fantastic friend. You are literally a ray of sunshine for her. I feel like he feels shitty BC he's not pulling his weight. His wife is struggling and he is making her feel guilty and getting mad at you BC. You are doing what he needs to do. Instead of projecting, he needs to step it up. If she is struggling so much, he needs to pick up the slack for her BC. That's what partnership is. Especially while she is seeking counseling. I read that you said he refuses therapy. So it seems like laziness on his part. IDK why he would want to watch his wife struggle instead of being grateful that she has such an amazing friend like you who will step in and help his wife and baby. Honestly, good on you. She will look back on this during a time she's probably suffering from PPD and be so happy she has you in her life. You don't manage the husband. If he doesn't want his house to be a disaster and his wife to be feeling nutty because of how tired she is with the baby, then he should be more proactive and help out more. Has she gone to the doctor? Maybe it's postpartum depression and the doctor can help out. In the end, she reached out to you for help and you helped her. He should be happy she has such a good friend that worries about her and will help her out when she can. What does the man do? Sound like he doesn't help shit? Why doesn't her husband pick up the house and take the baby so she can sleep? She might be in an abusive relationship. My ex was a narc and he wanted me to be stressed all the time, making sure I'm drowning in misery, stress, work, and he makes it a point to never help and make me feel worse and worse to the point that I get panic attacks and chest pains already, but he won't help and he turns away any outside help for me because he enjoys keeping me stressed and panicking. Please look into this situation. Alert her parents if need be. This has been triggering for me. But I am really concerned for your friend. They both need support for PPD, PPA. You're a great friend. I know people are saying he needs therapy. I think he's in a dollar. I see this as he thinks she should be doing it all herself. I wonder how much he helps when he gets home too. You are a great friend, heart. Op. I would almost consider asking him if he wants a dead wife on his hands. Seriously. Not an exaggeration. Postpartum mental illnesses kill enough women in a single year that they're in the top 3 causes of maternal death in the first year of motherhood. I've had PPD and PPA twice. And the second time it turned into postpartum onset OCD, which I will have till I die. Please don't give up on your friend. Ask if she'd consider a safe exit plan if he doesn't stop. I have a supportive husband and I can honestly say that if he'd been abusive or mean to me during my PPD, PPA, I would have committed suicide. It was so hard. You are truly a diamond in the rough. And I hope your friend truly appreciates what you've done for her. Her husband. On the other hand, I have a few names for, but I'll settle for calling him childish and unappreciative. A real asshole. No apologies here. Having a new baby is one of the hardest jobs ever. And your help is a blessing. It's just too bad his tiny brain can't see that. Keep it up. You're a great friend. And that is priceless given the situation. Speaking from experience. This guy sounds like an abuser to me. The idea that he expects her to do everything without help and resents it when she gets some sounds like he wants her to be punished for not doing enough. And there's also a vibe that there will never be enough that she can do either. An abuser's first priority is to isolate their victim and then reduce their self-esteem to nothing. Also this. https www.facebook.com/photo/FBID equals 10,158,433,084,941,545 and set equals a.101502501630111545. Her having an outside means of support, self-esteem thwarts that mission. Which would explain the resentment thing. You can't go to her with this and expect her to step out of the relationship. But you can remind her of who you know her to be. And how life was before this guy showed up. Those are lifelines to somebody who's being gaslit into a corner. She needs to leave him. He is treating her like garbage and being unhelpful and emotionally abusive while she works from home and takes care of a new baby. Looks like he realizes that he should be picking up more chores to support his struggling wife and is embarrassed that you are doing it and can see that he isn't doing his job as a father. I had a similar situation. My now ex-partner would work during the day and I'd spend some time with my mother for some support and help a couple of times a week. He absolutely hated it and expected me to be able to cope 100% of the time, all while not pulling his own weight with the baby. He would come over after work and be silently furious every time my mom was holding the baby. He would make a show of wanting a cuddle and a fuss, and then once he had baby again he would quickly give him back to me. I think seeing her need help and receiving it from you possibly reminds him that he's not giving her the support he should be. That's what it was in my situation. Often though they seem to rather their partner have no help at all so they don't have to bother addressing the fact that they aren't doing their fair share. And now he has directly told me that I make him feel like a dick. Might help if he picked up some slack and stopped being a useless dick. IDK. Appears to be simple math to me. I dislike this man. And that's a no true Scotsman, not for his gender but his species. You're a great friend. Maybe he is just insecure about the fact that you are helping her with all the things that he should be, and he feels like you're taking over, which honestly is not your problem, that's his own issue. And he can figure it out if he wants his wife to be happy and doesn't want his house to be a mess. Has the husband always been a dickhead or is this new? You sound like such a wonderful friend. At first reading this I thought maybe it was a male friend and that's where the issues were arising. But seeing as you're hetero-female sounds like the husband is just a giant dick. If he actually cared about her he would be thrilled she has someone like you in her corner, and especially when he can't be there and is at work. Your friendship is between the two of you and quite frankly has nothing to do with him. Keep being an amazing support and person op. It seems like an ego issue to me, based on the fact that he said to you, you make him feel like a dick. Everything that you do for your friend confronts him with what he doesn't or can't do, and it makes him feel bad and takes that out on you. It's unreasonable because he should put his wife's needs above his ego, but unfortunately some men are very fragile like that. I'd personally try to make him feel like he's not doing anything wrong in the situation. Assuming he can't do those things for her because he has a full-time job. That he also does whatever he can. And it's fully understandable that he can't always be there to help. He wants her to struggle so he can shame her. Is the husband a very arrogant person?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.